My name's Harvey and I'm 11. I have lots of animals. I love sport and I got to know Winston's wish from my mum dying, and someone recommended Winston's wish, and it wasn't until a few years later when my dad died did Auntie Katie, or when he was ill with cancer, did she contact Winston's wish, and that's how I got to know them, and I feel like they've helped me a lot. So I was about 2.5 when my mum died, and about 4 turning 5 when my dad died. So like Auntie Katie normally talks to me about Daddy and what he did and what he was like. Sometimes just looking at a photo or asking Auntie Katie. So for Daddy, what was he like about my age? Did he do anything naughty or cheeky, or was he good? So that kind of helped me as well to learn what they were like, because I was young, so I don't really remember much about them.
When Harvey's mum died, there was somebody at the French Hospital who gave us a leaflet on Winston's wish and said, here's a charity that you might want to contact who can help with children that have lost a family member or parent or something. At the time, I reached out to them, reached out to Winston's wish, but because Harvey was only 2.5, and it was more group therapy at the time, not one-to-ones, we thought he was too young to be involved in group therapy. But in the interim, Cruise Bereavement, I'd had some counselling through Cruise myself after the car accident, and I spoke to the counsellor at the time about the children and explained about Winston's wish. When my brother was first diagnosed with cancer, I phoned Winston's wish to ask about what to do, and Winston's wish gave us a lot of information, booklets-wise, about how to talk to children about cancer, what cancer was. But then also I had someone that I used to speak to, I could phone, and they would give me the context of what language to use. So they talked to me about, because it was terminal and there was no option of it, getting any better. They said, don't talk about your brother being poorly, be very factually blunt almost, that he's dying, he's got cancer. Unfortunately, they can't make him any better. And then later on, a couple of years ago, we reached out to Winston's wish, and that's when you met Laura, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And then Laura got involved and had one-to-one video sessions. And it was great, wasn't it? Because you had a safe place where you could talk to her about anything.
Yeah.
And you had fun stuff you did as well, didn't you?
Yeah. So we did this salt sand kind of thing. So you had this sheet that said what your parent did like, what his job was, what he didn't like. And so Laura gave me chalks and a pot of salt, which I didn't understand until she told me what it was. And basically you colour in, let's just say, for what he didn't like doing, it'd be red. So you'd colour in some salt and put it in the jar. And what he didn't like to do, that you would maybe, let's just say, you'd colour that in orange, and then you put that in the jar, and it's all layers of different colours of what the parent would like to do. In my case, it was Daddy. That helped me. I still look at it today. We had chats quite a bit about how stuff was going, how family life was, how school was, and all of that. She also gave me rocks. So there was a smooth one in the middle one, and then there was a rough one. And every day, if you have a nice time, it'd be the smooth rock, or if you had an okay day, it'd be the middle. If you had a really bad day, it'd be the rough rock, and you just rub it, and that's just how the day was.
Somebody gave something to Daddy for when you were older. Can you remember that little box with little notes in it? And it was all things to tell you about when you grew older. Mm. And that's when I found out, after Daddy died, when I read it, that he'd borrowed my car. When you borrow something, you ask someone, don't you?
Yeah.
Had he asked me? No. He borrowed my car, went somewhere in my car, and hit my car on something, returned it, and I never knew. I thought someone just hit my car where it was parked. But after he died, I found out that. Yeah, that's how cheeky he was.
I'm not doing that.
No, I wouldn't do that if I were you, especially with Millie.
Well, my piece of advice is don't like keep it in you. So like Winston's wish, if you talk to them, then they can help you through tough times. And yeah.